I'm going to do sometime in the next year or so. I've been working on it ever since I worked with Edie and Rob Wasserman, and it may get Bruce Hornsby and maybe Branford Marsalis. Actually, Bruce is in. Branford still is in too, apparently.
Shows.
Yeah, it's going to be a kind of a one-shot deal, but Edie Brickell has this fabulous thing that she can do that's like magic. You can play any melody or any style of music, any changes, and she can spontaneously invent a song that goes with it, with a perfect melody, perfect length, and it'll make sense and everything. You know, I mean, it's incredible. I've never heard anybody get improvise right in the now, absolutely on the spot, and make it sound really, really good, like something, you know. She can do it with the same authority that any good instrumentalist can play a nice, confident solo. Only she doesn't have to have heard it before. She can do it cold.
Just on the fly.
Yeah. So I've always had this fantasy of having a band that doesn't have any material, you know. You just go out and start playing. But you need musicians with amazing, the thing of being able to just lay something down and just start playing, and you have to have also amazing intuition and amazing ears. You have to be able to be really good on those levels, and it takes special players. So once I did this thing with Edie, I started looking for people who fit into those categories, and it can't be very big either. It's got to be pretty small, because otherwise you get everybody stepping on each other's toes. It's just about. So I think I got the right people. It's just getting the time and everybody's schedule and all that, putting that together. But that's one of those projects. Also, I played a little on Bruce's new record too, which is coming out pretty soon. I got a copy of it about a week ago, and I really like it. It sounds really good. It has great songs and Bruce's good performances on it.
He's in quite a few shows every now and then.
Yeah. He's a great player. He's one of those guys that fits in really well no matter what. And he listens very carefully, and he has a good command of styles. He can tell right away what's appropriate in any given tune. You know.
Have you talked to Ornette Coleman?
I haven't seen him for a while, but he's really a sweet person. He's a great man, so far we've been missing him the times we've been to New York. But
I really like that album.
Yeah, he's just an amazing player. And it was fun to do that too. It was a fun project. I learned a lot working with Ornette.
What's in the future for the Dead? Do you guys have any new? Are you working on new
We're
stuff?
working on a live album. I think we've got this one pretty much in the can. Phil and Cutler are working on it back home, and I suppose I'll be working on it too during the summer, or coming up in the next few months. We hope to have it out by summer. I think we probably will.
Is that material from how far back?
It's mostly from the last tour.
Any thought? I mean, you have this vast vault of stuff there that people are tired for you to put out on CD.
Yeah.
Is that being...
Actually, that is being activated presently, and maybe by Christmas, the first of our archival stuff from the vault will be coming out, and that will be an ongoing thing. And it'll probably come out in the Grateful Dead merchandising rather than with a record company.
Yeah, people have been crying for that for years.
Yeah,
is that
well,
sets of shows or particular shows?
It remains to be seen. There's several different approaches, but it seems that it's going to start out by being a few choice shows, or like the most requested shows. You know what I mean, or whatever. Deadhead's personal favorites. You know.
Yeah. You're going to have a poll or something?
No. We've got one of the guys who's working on it is a guy who's a major tape collector, and who's had a huge Grateful Dead collection forever, and has spent an awful lot of time listening, and also is plugged in to the tapers and the collectors and all that, and he has a pretty good sense of what it is that people like, and also Dan Healy is the other participant in that. kind of guiding force behind it. He's got more experience mixing and listening to the Grateful Dead probably than any other person in the world. So it's in good hands. The whole project. This will be an ongoing thing, like I say. So if the shows you want doesn't come out in the first month, it definitely will come out later.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
they'll all be
great.
CDs, and they'll all be remastered, and they'll all be as good as it can be. So it'll be as good as we can make it. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, that's tremendous. That's like that can take forever. It's just one of those
We expect it to take us well past the turn of the millennia.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, you must have, as far as going back and getting real old material, and it's still kind of hard to.
Well, you see, the other approach, one of the other approaches to it would be like the from day one approach. You know, that's release everything, the oldest stuff first, and just release everything.
Just go in a chronological
But that's that's too sweeping for the members of the band. You know what I mean? I don't. Most of us can't handle it. It's too.
Go back
we don't want to go back that far.
Yeah, I've got a tape of you and Sarah playing.
Oh my God! Where did you get that?
I guess KPFA played it on the radio.
Oh my
It's just
God!
it's about 45 minutes or so.
Yeah.
I guess you're playing in one of the.
The Tangent. That was the place we played, the Tangent in Palo Alto.
Yeah, and it's got the. What's his name? The Weaver Roll and other great songs on it.
Yeah, it's got some
really
nice
fun to
songs.
listen to. It's super quality.
Oh, we had a nice time, Sarah and I. You know, we had a nice little thing. You know, that's the only chance anybody has to hear me play the fiddle. Boy, is my fiddle playing rotten. Woo! I forgot all about it. I'd like to hear that sometime and see what it's like.
Yeah, I'll make one up before I get it to you Saturday.
Oh my God! Yeah, do it if you could. If you would, I'd really appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, I don't have any remnants.
Tomorrow. I get the other
That's
side.
going way back.
That's about half an hour or so, and then there's some Warlock stuff or early pre-Warlock stuff,
Ooh.
and then the other side is Cassidy from in the middle of a rap, two separate raps that are about 45 minutes. It's a real interesting tape.
Oh, great.
Interesting things on it.
Yeah, I was thinking that we ought to let Kesey put out, you know, that thing they've got. They're now producing tapes from their acid test stuff and all that. Zane, Kesey is. We ought to let them put that stuff out through merchandise. And I was thinking that would be nice. Yeah. Related weirdness, you know.
I was going to ask you about that. If you had heard about that, if you had a chance.
Oh, it's terrific. Well, there's one thing they have of Cassidy in the back house that is as good an example of the flavor of Neal Cassidy, the way he looked and the way he moved and the way he talked, as anything you can get. I mean, it's right up there. That combination of that and you know, a good read through Kerouac's Cassidy stuff, and you'll have Cassidy. You know, you'll have a good flash of who he was and what he was like.
Yeah, I guess merchandising would be a good place. It's a perfect fit.
It's one of those things where I think it'd be right up the alley. If certain deadheads, the more astute or the more historic.
Yeah, you gotta be into it, but for those who are into it, it'd be the same classic way to.
Well, people who have been turned on through the Grateful Dead to, you know.
Your forefathers.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what I call it.
The stuff that's our background.
If you're my
the beatnik stuff.
Turn on.
Right.
I look at them as.
That's
like,
where we're coming. That's exactly where we come from. Yeah, there you go. That's exactly right. Anybody who wants a sense of history to go along with the Grateful Dead experience, you know, some sense of where it came from. Cassidy, yeah. That's a beautiful tape. It really is. It's well worth having.
Yeah, no, I keep hitting the ads and go on the road.
Yeah.
Keep the number that I call.
Yeah.
Do you still have a house up in Eugene?
MG does. Carolyn does. Yeah.
Do you still have a house up in Eugene?
MG does. Carolyn does. Yeah.